All right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Quick video here for you guys. As you guys already know from the main channel, everything's going well. The celebrations last night happened. It says here that the security services are having difficult ending the celebrations for the people of Mosul from last night. Okay, because they're celebrating, man. They're celebrating history. They're celebrating a caliphate that came in and destroyed many lives, killed many families, innocent people, and destroyed their whole town and neighborhoods and the whole province. So they're celebrating that it's over. They're celebrating the fact that that's over, and now they get to move on with their lives, rebuild, get some purchasing power, and all the things that are coming to them, all back pays and everything like that are coming. So they're just celebrating that and they're also celebrating the Eid festival, the feast as well. Okay, so first time that they're able to do that in Mosul in 3 years. So a lot of people from Baghdad and all around the Iraq came to Mosul to celebrate with them for liberation. Okay, so of course they're going to be celebrating all throughout the weekend. It's going to be weekend celebrations and all types of stuff. So going into July 1st, and maybe even July 2nd, when a body announces it to the world in a few days or a few hours or whatever is going to happen, then they're all going to return back to the streets, and there's going to be celebration throughout all of Iraq, right? In my opinion, I think the citizens are going to just be continuing to celebrate the fact that liberation is here and they get their land back. Okay, and of course that means that what's his name, Maliki and Medha Mahmoud and all of the corrupt politicians are going to have to put their heads down and stay quiet and just hide basically. Because they didn't expect this to happen this quickly. They thought it would be at least 10 years so they could reign and stay corrupted, but it didn't happen that way. It took only 3 years, so which is still a long time, but it's way shorter than what they expected. They thought when ISIS came in there that they would be able to rule Iraq for a long time and just keep it corrupt and damaged, but and basically milk the reserves so that Iraq would never recover. But that didn't happen. And those two plus all their goons should be in jail, should be in prison, should be hung, should be stoned to death. Whatever they want to do to them, it should be up to the people. And there's enough evidence now in the last year and a half to take these people out. The international world is waiting to take Maliki out once a body plants the flag or announce Mosul and takes Iraq back to the international stage. They're getting ready to do something to Maliki, but of course Maliki wants to hide under immunity and as a vice president and things of that nature, or wants to return to prime minister so he can continue to keep his immunity. Same thing with Medha Mahmoud. They all want to stay in their positions to keep immunity, because once they lose those positions, it's over. It's a wrap, right? But I think the citizens might get them before the international courts. So just give the citizens some purchasing power, as we are hearing from Iraq and others that are in Iraq, that the pay scales are different and all the things like that. They're getting paid differently, and that and I'm hearing from you guys, 365 crew. You guys are a part of KTFA, so I guess you guys are hearing some things over there that Frank's guy is saying that that he's got to pay them at basically tenths in July, basically 1-to-1 or higher. So yeah, so it's crazy, right? So yeah, I mean, this is what we've been waiting on, and let's see how it goes. We said the citizens will celebrate first. And when we see the citizens celebrate, then shortly after we will be celebrating. Okay, so we're seeing the citizens celebrate in Mosul, and we got to wait for a body to make the final announcement. The escrow money, we're watching the United Nations for the escrow money to see if they're going to give, excuse me, see if they're going to give it back to Iraq within the 30th, or they're going to push it out another week or two, or whatever the case may be, or another 30 days. We'll see what happens from there. And yeah, we're seeing all that. We're watching this thing closely. And also, this article is rehashed, but it's back out again at perfect timing, right? Perfect timing for this article to come right back out. I think it came back out Monday, something like that. I think it was Monday this article came back out. Okay, so perfect timing with the new CBI site. And we did say years ago as well. I know other people are claiming that they said it as well, but I think all of us were saying the same things years ago, that because this thing was supposed to happen a long time ago, right? So a lot of us were saying the same thing, that we're going to see a new slogan at the CBI and a new website, a new updated version of the CBI site when they were ready to go, and that's what we got over the weekend. And then we have this rehash article come back out. The central bank, the project to delete the 3 zeros will be implemented early 2017. Now you know it's a rehash article because it says early 2017. Okay, and we're at mid 2017. Okay, so we know it's a rehash article, right? Okay, and this article's been rehashed a lot. Okay, as you can see, data back. I mean, they got the data here, June 25th, 2015. This article just been hashed over and over and over again. I remember a lot saying early 2017. Remember, because he got slapped by Maliki. Remember when a lot came out in 2015 and said that January 1, 2016, he was going to implement the 3 zeros. He got slapped by Maliki because at that time Maliki was controlling him, and Maliki had power, and Maliki still has power, but he's not controlling a lock any longer. And because the United Treasury and all the other and the IMF and the World Bank and the United Nations have implemented measures in the CBI with new mechanisms so they can't money launder and finance terrorism any longer, right? And the auctions are now different. The auctions are actually done for June. I think it was last week, right? They finished. They actually did the whole week's auction last week, and I don't think I'm not sure they're even doing auctions this week because they've been ramping up the CBI site, that no one knows if they're even doing auctions or not, right? Because the CBI site is going up and down, up and down, up and down as they program it correctly and things of that nature. And then we saw 120 on one of their on Baghdad's hosting site as well. So maybe they were like, oops, we weren't supposed to show that. Actually, we weren't even supposed to know that information, but we have teams and people, and in our community are searching for things 24 hours. So, and so we all saw it, right? We all saw the 120. Okay, so they might change the rate because we did see the 120. They might change it to 130 or 110 or 115, or they might just keep it at 120 and say, who cares if they saw it, right? So it's not for them, it's for us anyways. So yeah, so that's what's going on now. I remember Alok saying this a week after he said that it was going to be implemented in 2016. Maliki slapped him, and then he comes out a week later and says it's going to be early 2017. And then he was so joyful in December because he was about to change the value, and he was about to be the hero. Because if whoever changes the value in the CBI is going to be a legend forever, right? He's the one that brought Iraq the purchasing power back, right? And so he's going to complete the prophecy. So, you know what I mean? So he was so excited to do it, but then he got word that, look, Mosul's not going to be done anytime soon. So then he had to come out in about, the second week of January and say we have postponed, not stopped, not terminated, not canceled, but we just have postponed the dropping in the 3 zeros. But the economic reforms and the financial reforms continue, right? And that's what we saw. We saw them continue the economic and financial reforms, and then we had the World Bank launch the financial reforms 2 months ago, and now we're about to see them, the World Bank, the IMF, the United Nations, and Iraq, and the CBI launch the economic reforms. Okay, so that's what we're waiting on now. We got the financial reforms launched. Now we're waiting for the economic reforms, and for the people that are in Iraq, and the pay scales are way different now, and all that stuff. And they're saying that the rates have changed about with the pay scales and things of that. So we're waiting on the economic reforms to launch. It could be in a couple of days, or it could be in July. We don't know. It could be whenever they want it to be. But we have already launched the financial reforms, so there's one more reforms to launch, and that is the economic reforms. Okay, so that's it. That's all we got. That's all we got to say. And then there's also pictures here from Mosul Eye about the greatest moment in Mosul. This is a real victory. Okay, and then he got some. I guess he went live talking to a bunch of people. They had the celebrations last night. You can see. Okay. Happening now. Solidarity. People are happy. Greatest moments. They have roses. One of the greatest moments. Yes. Say yes to life. ISIS is out. Mosul's healing. Okay. The people of Mosul deserve it so much. Bring fun and joy back to the city. Raising of flags over top. So Abadi allowed them to do this. So with that said, we're thinking now that Abadi is just going to make an announcement. Abadi might not visit Mosul and plant a flag. He might just make an announcement now. Okay, so that's what it looks like. It might happen. They might just make an announcement. Okay. Celebrations all around the globe. Peace to all. My mother, my Mosul, my mother, my lovely city this evening. Back to normal is Mosul as they celebrate. Okay, so you guys can see video after video after video. We're alive! A story of survival. And there's the flowers and flowers upon flowers upon flowers. Celebrations. Life is back in Mosul. Yeah. To ISIS, we are alive. You cannot kill us or ideas. We are free. Yeah. Oh, John McCain is rolling in his jet. Is rolling in his private jet, in his McCain jet. Oh gosh, these people, I hate them. All right, so there you go. So anyway, this also he has something about here. It says, will the Kurdistan of Iraq get independence? Yeah, they will. It says vote 57 says yes, 43 says no. Final results. Okay, so everybody's saying that they will go independent, and I think they will as well. At some point, they will go independent. So, anyways, I think, and it says countdown to liberate Mosul completely. Yeah, everything's done. We're waiting on Abadi. I mean, at the end of the day, we're waiting on Abadi. We're waiting on the elites to give us Baghdadi. We're waiting on Abadi to plant the flag. It's now It's now up to the elites and the elite people. It's no longer, the citizens have showed that it's liberated, right? So the citizens have shown that it's liberated. They're telling everyone on Twitter and Facebook it's liberated. The joint operation says, and the federal police are saying that they're 70% completed in old Mosul City, and there's 30% left to go. There's a couple of pocket holes left to go, neighborhoods left. They got a couple of neighborhoods today, so I'm thinking there's like 6 neighborhoods left, 600 meters to go. It's not a lot. They're liberated, okay? So we're just waiting on Abadi to stand in front of the world and make that announcement to the people that they are fully liberated, and also Baghdadi. We got to get the confirmation from the Zionist media on Baghdadi, and so hopefully we hear that within the next 72 hours, whenever the case may be. I don't know. Okay, so 90, 72 hours, 90 something hours. I mean, like 96 hours. I don't know. We got to get that information. Hopefully within now and sometime between July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, you know what I mean? So let's see if we get that information, or if they keep installing it, even though they already know that we know that liberation is here. They listen to the Dinar community, and they know that we're posting all the stuff that liberation has happened. So just get it over with, okay? So yeah, that's it. Quick video. Hope you guys are doing well. And for you guys that are holding on to Digibyte and was able to grab some at the cheap prices, yeah, it's a nice reversal candle, and looks like should be able to head back up to all-time highs within the next 2 weeks. Okay, so and that's it for me, and I'll talk to you guys later, man. Peace out. Bye. Eyes open.